Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome to the mess hall here at Dr. Jet Laboratories. Before I get into today's discussion of why laser cutting takes so long and costs so much, Big B, hey, we're missing you, guy. We need our meat and potatoes. You know, everybody's getting tired of salsa and guacamole. They want some serious get down to business model boating videos. Anyway, hang on. I've been working on the JetCat top view, side view, and how the motor is going to sit in there. And yeah, these are full size. And so it looks like I'll have no problem dropping it in from above. And it's going to fit, but I drew this as the long can motor. I've got the short can motor here. You see, so there's almost a quarter of an inch extra hanging out here, but it's going to be real close up there. It's going to be real close. I might try and see if I can't twist the motor a little bit, but by twisting the motor, in order to get the curve here right, I have to move it forward. See, as the motor moves back, it's going to go to where it would be 90 degrees. You know what I'm saying here in this flex cable? Because the angle going in has to be the same as the angle going out. So if it were this end, it'd be up like this. And as it moved forward, it'd be like this. And if it were infinitely forward, I could almost use a straight shaft. So I'm trying to get the motor as far back as I can. And that looks like about it. But with laser cutting, I can deal with those kind of clearances. And quite frankly, the bigger motor doesn't have sharp corners. It's rounded, so I'll have a little bit of leeway there. So there's where I am today. I'm not going to go into a whole bunch of complicated geometry because the angle offset of the motor this way is so slight that I can just, use straight line interpolations. I don't have to come up with complicated angle views. Now, I may have made a big mistake. I seem to have neglected to consider where I'm going to put the rudder servo. Not too many people have to really seriously consider, geez, I don't have a space big enough for the rudder servo, but I don't think I have a space big enough for the rudder servo. I don't have a cross section through the center tub. I'm going to have to take a look at that. But that's going to be an issue. I think that center section was 3/4 of an inch or close to it. So I might be able to get a micro servo in on its side. I might have to have long linkage. You just don't know. I'll have to take a look at it. What I'm looking at now is batteries. And I'll tell you what, for these little catamarans, I like these airsoft batteries. They're the right size and shape to get down into the sponsons. Now, these aren't big C batteries. These are, 25 to 50 C. But these little motors, you can build this boat to go supersonic. Or you can build it to be fun to drive, There comes a point when you get going so fast it's no longer fun to drive or fun to maintain. So since there isn't a licensed racing class for this, let's make it fun to drive. And so back to practicality, batteries like this, I'm looking at things, are are nearly, now this is a 3S pack. It's almost narrow enough to fit in the bottom of the sponson where these 2S packs will. They'll nestle right down on the sponson floor. But of course, if I have cross members, that messes that up. And so I'm looking at, and these are readily available, 1300 milliamp nanotech Turnigy, but they're just in a package that will slip right in here past this motor, in here, down along there, and into there. And the more and more, I just like having a piece of, have a little block of wood to stop it from moving that way. Jam foam so you can adjust where it goes. And there's your battery. And quite frankly, there's room here behind the motor for your speed control. You could put a speed control there, and if you wanted it water cooled, boom, you're right in, right out. Another reason I like these helicopter motors, you don't have to water cool them. Air cooling, as long as you stay within parameters, is good enough. Here's what happens. At a motor's maximum efficiency, you're generating the least amount of heat. Once you get past that efficiency, all the extra energy you're putting into it is generating heat. So the object is you can tune it to where you generate the least amount of heat. So that's kind of where I want to make this thing work, is where you can run it all day long and be happy with it. So until next time, and I figure out where the servo is going to go, jet out.